This is Tennessee Fury with the ball and not taking very long to get on the board as that three-pointer by number 35, Madison Rice, goes for the Fury. They start off with a 3-0 lead here early on. That ball partially blocked. They go to the deck to get it. We're going to have our first jump ball of the game. Possession arrow pointing towards the Fury. So they'll get it right back.
Marcus, it's good to join you here this afternoon. Big event. Pop class.
Here early on in this game. It was stolen, but it's right back to the Fury. Going to kick it out. 3 from top. And it'll be 22, Amber Click.
Tennessee Fury has brought, I believe, 5 teams to the Tipoff Classic, based out of the East Tennessee area, the Knoxville area. Coach John Kinney actually coaching this team, but the Fury program has been well attended, the Peach State events over the past years. Very appreciative of their support, and a number of college prospects have come through that particular organization, and this year's no different. Actually had an opportunity to sit in on one of their 9th grade teams over on Court 2 earlier today, and overall very well organized team that gets young women playing the game of basketball the right way, teaching them the right way, and it's always good to have quality individuals and players like them attending our Peach State basketball events.
But this particular representative of that program is up 7-0 here. 13 minutes, 37 seconds left to play here in the first half. Substitution for the Savannah Lady Tigers into the ball game is going to be number 22, Shanice Dukes. Fury moving it around. Still early on, but I think
you talk about basketball in such simplistic ways. Basketball is really a very simple game. It's an artful game at that. But what we're seeing here is that principle of spacing the floor, hitting the open player, not making the game too complicated, not trying to do too much one-on-one, and even if you don't have the most amount of athleticism or quickness out there, you can still definitely compete by simply moving the ball and moving people overall. TV highlights if that does happen, but she's very much going to be a lane protector, blocking shots, getting defensive rebounds, and it's going to be interesting to see on the offensive end how they're going to get their rhythm. This is actually my first time of being able to watch the Lady Tigers, but you gotta going through the post with Odimwe, whether it be see her name in the book. We'll have to get that name at the half, but a good finish there on the break by her.
And it's a 13-0 advantage. Tigers, you don't want to panic, but you've got to get a bucket. And
players like Odimwe has a very good feel to her body, built pretty well. As you can see, she runs the court pretty well too. Good form on the free throw, even though neither one of them, dropped for her right there. But when you start talking about talents like her, a lot of the bigger schools are going to take a peek in just to see, well, could this kid be a kid that could, step in, maybe develop for a couple of years and eventually contribute, because it's not just every day that you see a 6'5" kid with that type of athleticism, pop up on your radar.
Yep. She's going to ask 4 of them. Ask if they can get copies of the game to be able to go back and, check themselves out. And unlike people trying to get the craft, we asked them to do it. Programs that the Lady Tigers offense has been in so far in this game, to only be down 10 lets you know they're not far away at all.
Yeah, they've got to find some sort of identity here on the offensive end. You can see that, they're really looking inside to Odimwe. Make up your mind. You got to see the play before the play even develops.
That on offense, outside of Odimwe, even when they're, trying to get the ball in there on the entry pass, just being able to get 2 hands on that and can bring the deficit back down to 10 with the second one. It's a little too strong just off the back of the iron, rebounded by Rice. Rice scored the first 3 points of the game for the Fury. Trying to turn the defense up there for the Lady.
Really tried to swat down and, try to get that shot blocked. But as I've seen so much, just the mere contesting of a layup oftentimes will be enough to throw a shot off. As Odemwe catches there in the lane, good finish. You can see she's got very good feet. She moves well for a big kid. Too many times you see a 6'5" kid, they're kind of stiff. They, maybe kind of blocky in ways. Odemwe moves much. Yeah, and you mentioned the Tigers trying to speed the game up and apply some pressure. Well, it's actually been the Fury that has been doing that, getting out into the passing lanes, pressuring the ball handler. You see yet another turnover there by the Tiger guards, and hats off to the Fury for getting out there, playing hard, and creating those turnovers.
And just really just being more comfortable on the offensive end, making multiple passes. You talked about the spacing. They're getting all options involved. With the Lady Tigers, it just seems, you may see 1 or 2 passes around the perimeter, and then there's just a forced pass inside. It's definitely needs to be a little bit more calmness as far as giving yourself a chance to score the ball without a turnover ensuing, as we see there on that play. Nice way to end the half. You couldn't script it any better for the Fury, as that layup drill there makes it a 23-9 ball game. Thanks for watching here on Prospects Nation TV. We'll take a short break and catch you back here after halftime. And welcome back to the PSB Tip-Off Classic, the Georgia edition, here on Court 4 at Sewanee Sports Academy, as this Savannah Lady Tigers versus Tennessee Fury matchup begins here in the second half. At the free throw line, we've got number 23, Anna Woodford, for the Fury. Woodford had a good first half, Hemi. Some of what you saw, from.
They want to see, what is it that you can bring to the floor, be more than just a big body, so to speak.
Yep. Off on the last shot are the Lady Tigers. Back over to the Fury. They have a 14-point advantage. The dribble handoff results in a pretty good look inside. Great job of changing that shot by Odemwe. There comes Martasia Brown the other way, but nice defense by Rice. Too strong off the glass. Rebounded by Madison Rice, and here comes Woodford and the Fury the other way. Rice, she started the game off with a three-pointer. Off the mark on that one, though. possession.
No doubt, good backdoor cut here by the Fury. Jumper's going to be off the mark. You know, back in my coaching days, we always talked about offensive efficiency. You know, how many possessions do you get in a game, and how many points do you score off of those possessions? You know, in a typical high school game, you know, anywhere from, depending upon the speed of the game, it could be 50 to 60, you know, offensive possessions. If you turn the ball over 20 times out of those 60 possessions, good shot there by double zero, Sierra Marion. That's her second three of the game, by the way. But to finish this thought about offensive efficiency, you have a 60 possession game, you turn it over 20 times.
The bat, or out of the hat, or whatever different receptacle, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. They need to pull a couple tricks out, and I think one of those need to be applying a little bit more pressure to the Fury. They handle the ball well. They're a team that, you know, has good composure. At the end of the day, I still want to test that composure. I want to be able to give them some different looks and do what we've seen the Fury do to them on certain possessions, as far as speed them up and turn the ball over. Because I think that's their advantage from a speed and a pressure standpoint. Then maybe you get some fast break looks as opposed to the half court, which has been tough for them to score in.
Well put, and it'll be interesting to see what the Tigers have up their sleeve in that way. Of course, Coach Powers has a pretty good understanding of what is due. But yeah, at some point you always that as a coach where you say, well, we're down double digits now, time's clicking off. We've got to speed something up. We've got to try something. And right on cue, we got a little full court man-to-man pressure.
Free throw line jumper knocked down by number 25, Elizabeth Trentham.
Lots of fundamentals there. Great footwork. I like what you said, creating a little space, with the body to be able to finish there. Great example of just versatility of players. I think that's something that is overlooked, in my opinion, and a good pass and finish there by the Tigers. Number 50 for the Tigers, that is Olivia with a good finish. Just a freshman, Owens is. Also foul. Not every kid can do that, Marcus. That is a real example of versatility there.
We're going to take a quick stoppage in play. I think there was a player that was bleeding. So it looks like they're going to get that cleaned up. So we'll take a short break while they do. Thanks for joining us here on Prospects Nation TV, and we'll be back shortly. And we are back to the action. 16-34 ball game. The Tennessee Fury still in the driver's seat in this one, but the Lady Tigers continuing to fight. Hasn't been a whole lot about what they're doing wrong, but I think more about what the Fury have done right so far here in this game. One of those things being how they've defended the talented Ijoma Ademwe inside, as you just saw on that last possession. Olivia Owens comes out with it for the Lady Tigers. Ready to power up for that move. Martasia Brown unfortunately dribbles it off of her foot before she can make that move take place. So it'll go back over to the Fury.
Sorry, Marcus had to fuel up real quick in that gap. It's been a long day for us here at Peach State basketball, and quite honestly, I hadn't had anything to eat since about 8 o'clock this morning, so had to go ahead and take advantage of that stoppage of play.
Yeah, you gotta fuel up, man. You know, one of the funnest ad campaigns is that Snickers when you get hungry campaign. they show how people become totally different people when that hunger sets in. I think that's a very good campaign, indicative of how real life goes, man.
Well, it's just how much pressure they've been able to put on, the Lady Tigers. Playing hard. Another great example of versatility, being able to play on both ends of the court. Too many times when we talk about player development or what kids can do, we only mention the offensive side. Well, let's face it, if it's a 32-minute high school game, well, that's only 16 minutes of the game. What about the other 16 minutes? Can you impact the game when you don't have the basketball?
Yeah. Fury set up piece of what's been a solid puzzle so far here in this game for the Fury. Strong rebound inside by Satterfield. She's due for at least those 6 attempts between now and the end of the game, just because she's kind of been the only hope on the offensive end outside of Ademwe.
Yeah, good point. Good point, man. A nice little pull-up jumper in the lane there by number 13. That's Annie McMurray, also from Farragut High School. A good rebound putback, and here's a little offensive burst there by number 44.
We got a steal, a loose ball, a jump ball, and the possession arrow is going to keep it with the Fury. That pass saved by the Lady Tigers, but right to the Fury. Here's Woodford. He's going to be fouled there on that play against number 35, Nigel Boozer.
That play right there really just kind of sums up the day for the Tigers. Loose ball. It looked like the Fury had made a mistake, but the loose ball goes to the Fury. Fury comes up with it, drives it, fouls. Things have just bounced right for the Fury today, and everything's bounced against the Lady Tigers, unfortunately.
Yeah. (49-23) ball game. Owens loses the ball, gets it to Marion. Marion for 3, no good. Owens offensive rebound. It's finally pulled out of there for the Fury. Abby Anderson. Gets it to Woodford.
Ooh.
Shot wouldn't go, but we saw Woodford kind of set that spin move up. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Like that a lot.
Because how many times do we see where the spin move as opposed to
come into bracket play a little bit stronger?
As Woodford goes to the free throw line. Definitely a solid game for her. The buzzword being versatility, which we've used throughout this matchup. She's provided several examples. Approaching the final minute. Ball's going to be last touched by the Lady Tigers. It'll go back to the Fury. Substitution into the game for the Fury is going to be number 13, Annie McMurray.
Not gonna lie, I was slightly scared right there, Marcus. Those girls were running hard.
Oh, you got to be prepared to brace for the contact. Nothing's worse than that contact that you when you weren't prepared for it. You got to keep the head on the swivel. 35 seconds left to play.